You've only got 3 wickets so far in this tournament. Is that the start to this tournament that you were hoping for, and what would you put that down to?
Well, we've got 30 wickets, so probably that's the only main thing that I'm worried about. I think as a unit we've been going really well. With the ball, we've put the ball where we wanted, and we've put a lot of pressure on the teams that we've come against. So if we can continue to do it as a unit and obviously give us some lower totals to chase, then I'll be happy. So no, it's exciting being here, and hopefully there's a few more wickets to come.
Trent, which South African batsmen are you looking forward to bowling to for you the most, and why?
Yeah, I think we've got to respect all of them, to be honest. They've got some classy players at the top of their innings. Yeah, they've obviously had an interesting start to their tournament, so they'll be hungry to come out and perform. But yeah, a lot of respect for their top order, and obviously led by an experienced captain as well. And they've got some dangerous hitters lower down in the order. So yeah, 100%. I think we need to be on the mark with how we start, and obviously that's my role to hopefully get some early wickets. So no, looking forward to getting into it.
Someone have a look at that light, or are you guys okay? Cameras? You're right? Dan? Do you need it on? Yes, sorry. That's all right.
Drinks.
Drinks break?
Yep. There we go.
Leave it, Joel.
Yeah. Great drama at the presser. Watson and Andrew.
Trent, have you had to try a few other things during this competition? If the ball is not swinging, you were challenged by the umpires about running on the pitch at one stage. Does that mean you've had to change things a little bit? I've seen you working pretty hard away from the nets at times with your bowling.
Yeah, I suppose I'm always trying to get better, first of all. But yeah, when the ball hasn't swung has always been the biggest challenge to try and get wickets and try to, I suppose, apply pressure. So yeah, in terms of the running on the wicket, it's not really something that I'm worried about, but I'm just trying to get close to the stumps and I suppose make the most out of the swing that is available. So yeah, we're expected to come against some pretty good wickets with the venues that we're playing on later in this tournament. So yeah, just trying to sharpen the toolbox and make sure I've got some tricks up my sleeve.
Trent, New Zealand have knocked South Africa out of the last 2 World Cups. This is essentially a knockout match for them as well because of the start that they had. Do you think that in any way confers an advantage psychologically to you? Have you thought about it? Have you talked about it?
No, we haven't spoken about it, no. There have always been exciting games between New Zealand and South Africa over the past World Cups and past, I suppose, times that we've met each other. So yeah, 2015, the semi-final at Eden Park was one of the greatest games that the Kiwis have played, and obviously got a lot of attention back home, and it was a cool one to be a part of. So no, we're definitely looking forward to facing them tomorrow, and I'm sure they're eager and hungry to put in a good performance because it's a big one for them too.
On that note, almost a follow-up question, what do you remember from that 2015 game? I mean, do you look back on it and are you looking at it in preparation for this game?
I remember hoping like heck that I didn't have to bat, but yeah, the little gazebo down there at Eden Park, when we saw the ball sail over the fence, in the last couple of balls there, it was pretty ecstatic and a pretty cool feeling. So the crowd was awesome. The following that followed that World Cup back home, I think did a lot for cricket in New Zealand, and it's awesome to still be here representing the Fern and all those people that are proud to follow the BLACKCAPS.
I have a second question. Thank you. South Africa, obviously the last time we played them, they won at home, and they're sort of saying they've got the mental advantage because of that. What do you say to that, and do you think there's any truth in that?
Mental advantage, I'm not really too sure. It's a World Cup. It's a funny place to be, I suppose, and obviously it's a big game for them. It's a must-win in their tournament, and we've been playing some good cricket. So we're not going to dive into too much of what they've been saying, but the boring answer of going out there and just taking them on is probably where I'm leading. But like I said, there's been some great games played between us over the years, and I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be another one to add to those lists.
Trent, why do you think New Zealand has had the upper hand over South Africa at World Cups?
I'm not too sure. Like I said, they're big games. Whether there's a lot of pressure on, I'm not too sure. But yeah, for us, we know what works well, and for me as a bowler, yeah, I suppose I want to lead the bowling attack as best as I can, and if we can do the things that we do well, and we know that works well, put some early pressure on and get some wickets, then yeah, hopefully they feel that pressure a little bit more. So no, we're looking forward to it.
Trent, looking at this World Cup, the opponents in front of you tomorrow, why do you think they've done so badly so far, South Africans?
I'm not really too sure. I haven't followed too much of the games religiously or anything like that, but they've had a tough start to the tournament. Obviously, the first game is always a nerve-wracking one, but yeah, not the ideal start for them, I'm sure, is what their thinking is. But yeah, they'll be hungry, and we have to respect that they, you know, are eager to come out and perform. So you know, they're coming off a win, and they'll be excited to bring their game plan here, and yeah, it should be a good spectacle.
From the outside looking in, New Zealand has always kind of come across as the nice guys of world cricket, but you know, maybe that perception is that perhaps held you guys back. What do you think about that, and is that something that's kind of like conscious of in the dressing room?
No, not as such. I don't think we're going out there to aim to be the nice guys of world cricket or put on a front of any sort. Yeah, I think we're just being genuine and being who we are, and I think, yeah, just playing the game in good spirits, really. It's just a game, in my opinion, and it's about enjoying it. That's why I fell in love with the game, and I think that's why a lot of guys and girls and kids everywhere follow the team, is because we go out and have fun. So, yeah, I don't think we need to change too much in terms of it hindering us or holding us back from accomplishing anything. Yeah, we're just looking forward to hopefully progressing further in this tournament, and then yeah, come the do or die matches, hopefully put in some good performances.
Trent, there are several connections between New Zealand and Warwickshire. Have you been able to tap into that local knowledge to get the best out of the Edgbaston conditions here?
No, not me personally. Maybe some of the guys in the squad, but I've only played a couple of games here, I reckon. Yeah, haven't dove into too many local secrets or anything like that. But yeah, it looks like a great place to play. I remember playing Australia here in the Champions Trophy a couple of years ago, and the rain played a little bit of an impact on that. So hopefully the weather doesn't get involved tomorrow.
But of course, Jitan Patel is the captain of Warwickshire. Have you had any conversations with him about the Edgbaston wicket?
I haven't personally, no.
Okay, Trent, having worked with some of the South African bowlers at the Capitals, have you been able to give any advice to the batsmen from that?
Yeah, I spent a time with KG Rabada, quality bowler, and obviously, yeah, probably anything that I say is not needed. I think they respect him enough, and they appreciate that he's one of the best bowlers in the world for a reason. So no, I know we're all excited to get out there and face all of their bowling attack, and I spoke a little bit about their batters being quality players, but yeah, in my opinion, they've got some of the best bowlers in the world as well, so it'll be a good challenge.
Trent, do you feel that the New Zealand attack have been sufficiently challenged in the matches that you've played so far? I mean, you faced some weaker opposition, and would this be kind of the biggest challenge so far? Yeah,
I think it's definitely going to be a good challenge to see where we're at. I think we've been lucky enough to be on a couple of new surfaces that have offered a lot to our style of bowling. So, yeah, of course, the challenge is always going to be to be able to, I suppose, see what we can do on wickets that don't offer too much, and that's what we're prepared for here. It's a quality wicket. There's been a lot of runs scored here, so it's definitely going to be a good challenge.
Thank you very much. How pleased are you that you don't have to bowl against AB de Villiers? And what do you make of the decision by South Africa to leave him out?
Hey, I really enjoy bowling to the likes of the ABs, the Chris Gales, the Kohlis. I'm sure every bowler does. They grow up wanting to play this game for a reason, and that's to challenge yourself against the best players in the world. So, in my opinion, AB is still one of those players. It would be awesome to be playing against him, but yeah, I don't really have too many opinions on South Africa's cricket to do what they do and who they want to play. But yeah, would have been great to see him here.
And just finally, South Africa was seen as serious rivals before the World Cup. Now that you've got the chance to knock them out before the knockout stages, what does that feel like, and how great would that be?
It's probably something that's not driving us in any respect, but yeah, every World Cup game, in my opinion, is a big stage, and it's a chance for us to go out there and perform and show we can bring the game and the style that we play back home in New Zealand very well, to test it against quality players in foreign conditions and on a big stage in front of all these fancy cameras. So no, we can't wait.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.